Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you're listening around the world. A very warm welcome from London in the UK. Here is today's news in sustainable transport and electric cars. My name is Martin Lee, and this is your EV News Daily for Tuesday, 6th of February, 2018. We'll start with some new car registration figures in Europe, and first of all in the UK, where the Society of Motor Manufacturers and Traders every month update the numbers on what cars have been sold in the previous month. Overall, new car registrations down 6% in January 18 compared to the same month in 2017. Diesel continue to fall off a cliff, down 26% if we round the numbers up. 26% diesel fall in January 18. Petrol sales up 9%, and unfortunately for those relying on the car industry and new car registrations, the increase in electrics and hybrids isn't happening fast enough to offset the diesel fall. People are hanging on to their cars a little bit longer. Alternatively fueled vehicles, which is how they phrase electrics and hybrids, is up 24%. Now, that is not the record that we've seen in some months in 2017, looking back at figures compared to 2016, but a 24% increase is still huge. It puts the battery electric vehicle and plug-in hybrid electric vehicle market share at 5.5% in January. If we extrapolated that across the year, that's a big if, by the way, but there are some very exciting new cars which will be coming through, like the new Nissan Leaf. These numbers don't really include that, and also new models from Jaguar, like the I-Pace. That's a target to aim for, right? 5.5% market share for plug-in vehicles. Diesel market share down to 36% in January. Last seen that low around 2004, 2005. If you look back at the diesel increase in the UK, it all began in 2000, and there was significant government policy who at the time looked at CO2 emissions, and because of their better efficiency, diesel engines were lower emitters of CO2, so there was a huge government push for us all to drive diesels. And it's not just in the UK that diesel sales are down. New car sales in Germany jumped around 12% in January compared to the same month in 2017, the highest level in January, in fact, in nearly 2 decades. But the downtrend in diesel, that continues in Germany, and of course Germany home to those who have traditionally sold the most diesels, like Volkswagen. Other countries that have traditionally had big diesel sales, those like France, have seen even bigger declines as well, and we'll update those numbers as we get them. Okay, next moving on to an article that we found from businessinsider.com, which says the Model Y is a mistake for Tesla because it's not on sale yet. That seems to be the crux of their argument in this, and it's difficult to sometimes take these articles too seriously when there's not too much in the article to back up what they're trying to argue for. They say that nobody wants to buy sedans anymore, but then they do have to also point out that Tesla have 500,000 pre-orders for their Model 3. And then they also go to point out that Tesla are behind the game on making an SUV, but they have the Model X. Oh, but that's too expensive. So they say the Model Y is the car that Tesla should be making, according to Business Insider. That won't be here till 2020. They also say there are rumours that Tesla are gearing up for the Model Y. That's not a rumour. It's on the roadmap. That's not a rumour. Business Insider also says this: EV sales probably aren't going to be all that much bigger in 2020 than they are today. Which is another strange thing to say, because EV sales are taking off. It's all around the world, and it's in particularly led by China. So for an article that is trying to make a pretty serious business case of why Tesla is fundamentally flawed, they also say that in the next 2 years, EV sales won't be that much bigger than they are today. Business Insider says Tesla has gotten away with having the wrong car at the wrong time. Do you agree or disagree? But with Tesla, there's still plenty of people that are happy to talk the company down, and plenty of people who still don't understand about why so many people are getting behind the company and Elon. So let's give those doubters another reason not to understand the company. And this is in Australia, where Tesla and Southern Australian Labor have reached a deal to give solar panels and batteries to 50,000 homes. It's going to create the world's largest virtual power plant. And this is how it'll work. Solar systems and batteries will be supplied and installed free of charge to the consumers and the customers. The cost of the project is going to be financed through the sale of electricity generated by the solar panels. So the government are going to put out a tender to an expression of interest, they say, to retailers about who wants to deliver this program. The eventual winner of the company that will deliver this program will then have the right to tap the output of those solar panels, and that's how they'll make their money. So they say nothing's for free in this world, But when you look at this for the 50,000 people who will be connected with free solar panels and free batteries, well, it's a pretty good deal. 50,000 systems, they say, will be installed in the next 4 years. That's bigger than anything else that's around at the moment. Canberra does have a small connected project of 250 homes and businesses to the grid at the moment. This will dwarf anything else that's going on, and it is a taste of the future of connected grids and how software and clever lines of code can move the electricity around and the energy around regions, local areas, micro areas, and on a macro scale as well. That'll mean we haven't got to build lots of new nuclear power stations, and definitely not anymore coal and gas power stations, because in a connected grid, and we can apply some AI into this as well and work out where power is needed, it could mean a reduction in generation capacity because we can smooth out those peaks and troughs. Now, the electric car forms a crucial part of that, because the more people that buy cars, the more potential there is for battery storage sitting on the street and sitting on driveways outside people's homes. And when we saw an update from the Zap map, which if you're in the UK is where you can find out where the chargers are and where they're based and what kind of chargers they are. We saw an update from them a couple of weeks ago that there was loads of new additions to the map in January, the most of those being CHAdeMO chargers. And of course, it's a two-way technology, so really a connected grid is starting to make more and more sense in 2018. In theory, it's always been fantastic. Now we're seeing it put into practice. By the end of the year, who knows where we'll be? Things are moving so quickly at the moment. Thank you for listening today. I hope you enjoyed it. We'd love to spread the word about electric cars, so please share this with at least one person whom you think might be interested. And a reminder, you can listen to all of our previous podcasts on iTunes. Whilst you're there, why not subscribe for free so you get them automatically every day? We publish this every single day. It would mean a lot to us as well if you could take 2 minutes to leave a quick review or even a rating on iTunes, which will help us spread the word with their algorithm about electric cars. Come and say hi to us on Twitter. We're at EV News Daily. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you tomorrow.